Jumbo fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley. Time for a spiritual tune-up on this Friday. Thanks for your questions down below on Facebook or Instagram. If you post today, your question could be my talking point in the coming week. Today's question, from a woman clearly, all about the heart: to love and not be taken advantage of. Of course, it could apply to men as well. We all know a little bit about that sensation. But specifically, the question is very revealing and rather profound. How do I continue being a totally loving, caring, and giving person, which I know are my strengths, when I feel as though I've been attracting people who take advantage of that? I love making people feel good, heard, and listened to. But when that's not reciprocated, it brings up insecurities around only being lovable for the things I can provide for others. Should I cut these people off or learn how not to minimize myself? I feel like it's the latter, but I don't want this cycle to repeat. I'm not so sure it's the latter. We tend to make this kind of stuff so complicated, as I think I will reveal in my short answer here. I'm going to give you two answers. Because this is a multi-layered, rather complex equation, which it really didn't need to be, but I get where you're coming from, a lot of love behind you. I'm going to give you the complex answer. And then I'm going to give you the simple answer. All right, but first, complex. The reason you love, you give, and you want people to feel heard is because this is what brings you the greatest joy. And that is beautiful. You are very far along the learning curve of spiritual evolution. You're right up there with the greats. But you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for them. None of us should be deluded to the point where I'm out there selflessly sacrificing, giving my all, and I hope you appreciate it. Not to put words in your mouth, please. I'm not trying to do that by any stretch. But one of the realizations we have when we start really loving other folks is not only how awesome it is, but how good we feel. And it's easy to think, I'm doing it for you. But you're really, for the people that you're helping, but you're really doing it as much for yourself. Don't lose sight of that, because through joy and happiness, your heart opens up. In fact, happiness is the gateway to more love. More love. You want to experience love that you could cry peering into the eyes of a stranger? Be happy first. Okay? And you're on your way, because the highest form of happiness comes from helping others. But it's not by being selfless, it's by being selfish. Okay? You're honoring your desire to be of service, to be the fingers of the divine, of source energy. And that is so cool. So then when you get this, of course, you then become so much more instrumental in the help of others, rather than looking for, are you appreciating this? Are you having a good time? Are you thinking I'm pretty wonderful about all of this? Not that you're going there, but I'm trying to paint as broad a picture as possible. And it's no longer transactional. Just give because it's the most fun you can have. Okay? Know that by planting a seed of hope in someone's heart when they least expected it, you will change the trajectory of generations of people. A whole planet will morph into something it could not have been had it not been for your kindness. If that doesn't light you up, nothing will. Now, not everybody's ready for that. Most people are not ready for that. You are very far along the curve. But do this for yourself, and then whether or not they appreciate it becomes really low down on the totem pole as far as whether or not you want to keep doing it. Now, of course, if folks are not appreciating it, and they're really, truly taking advantage of you, and this happens every single day, so I'm not saying that that's not possible. It's quite likely that you're going to have more fun doing the same kind of thing, shining your own radiant light for other folks who would appreciate it. So you might wean yourself off of those first group who just do not have the capacity to enjoy it, and allow yourself to shine so brightly like a moth to the flame, if that's the right metaphor. You will be attracting other beautiful souls who will appreciate it. But first and foremost, you're going to be lit up because you're doing your thing and it's fun for you to do. It's not transactional. Another thought here that really put a spin on the question, that really made me go deep, if I may say. You're concerned about the insecurities, your insecurities around only being lovable for the things you can provide for others. The only thing you can provide others of is yourself. And you're doing this in the most gorgeous way possible. Service, attentiveness, respect. You're not giving them commodities. You're giving them your heart. You're being present. You are being who you are. And it's not about, I did this for them and they didn't really love it. What else do I have to do for them? It's not about the transaction. It's not about what else can I do? Who else do I need to be? You are already being your sublime, gorgeous, generous, giving self. That's all you got to do. Just be yourself. If they turn it into transactions, and they were having you do that as well, and they turn it into, this is good, that's not good enough, and I'd like some with a cherry on top, please. You know, all of a sudden, it's not about you anymore. It's about circumstances that they're judging to determine whether or not they're happy, and you're so far beyond that. Just be you. And if on a certain day, week, month, or decade, being you means a little self-pampering and not so much taking care of other people's and putting out their fires, then you being you is going to be your ticket for greater joy, create a foundation to be of more service later on, and actually give them what they most want. Because deep down, they're probably pretty cool people. And deep down, they really love you. But you're so unsure of your own self-love that you may be performing these transactions looking for approval, and you're not acknowledging your own magnificence that originally attracted them to you. Okay? It's there. Now, if this is a super serious committed relationship, or it's a marriage, then I would say there are many other factors going on in this exchange, and that while at first glance I said, if they're not appreciative and other people are, you might, let them go by the wayside. You don't have to tolerate this. This is not about, can you learn to stop minimizing yourself? No, just be yourself. But you might, in a committed relationship, not be so quick to say, I don't need that. I'm going to find somebody else who appreciates me, because so much more is going on in the commitment, in the promise, in the hope, in the journey, in the dream. So you can focus on other elements of that package deal rather than just this one understanding of the importance you have of being your authentic self and not compartmentalizing it into transactions. Do you see that was rather complicated, as was the question, and it's deserving of every angle of scrutiny, so no problem there. But we do tend to make it so complicated. Life in general, like, devaluing myself, not appreciating, what lessons am I supposed to learn? Should I tough it out? Should I be in here longer? Should I attract more people? Should I turn them loose? Here's the simple answer. Be happy. Just be happy. Be happy every single moment and be your own source of happiness. Okay, and that will bring the right people to you who appreciate you, who celebrate your isness, and that will bring you opportunities to continue being yourself without being so self-critical and analytical of, this is good of me, I'm listening to them, but this is bad because I need their approval, and this is, just be happy. And if something's not quite happy, that doesn't mean run away, but how could I turn this into happy? How could I stop putting off my happy based on their acknowledgement? How can I be my own source of acknowledgement without getting into so many other layers which have validity? No matter where you go looking for answers, you will find them. And however complicated you make it, it will be that complicated. but it also works for simplicity. Just be happy. Be happy in the moment. What will it take? And if it's not this person right now, how could it be this person instead of just running away? And if it's just not happy, well, that's your answer. All right, I hope I didn't make it too complicated. It was a great question from a loving heart, and I love all of you. Thanks for being with me on this Friday through the technical glitches and hiccups early on. Narelle, don't remember that name. Welcome aboard on Facebook. Kathy, Winnie, I get to know all of your names. It's such an honor. Ricky, John, Torelora. Oh, I don't know if I did that right, but it's beautiful. Diana, have a happy weekend, everybody. And we have opened registration for the 21-day Lucid Dreaming Adventure, a price you choose as low as $29 for tons of hand-holding to help you explore, decode, program the magic of your nighttime dreams. We kick off April 13th. Check the link below on Facebook. Swipe up on Instagram and reserve your spot as soon as possible. Happy everything, everybody, and I'll see you Monday morning, 9:15 Eastern Time, to answer more of your questions. Tally ho, amigos!